Shout out Pitshanger Pantry. Always the go-to place for the coffee. A very good afternoon to you all, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you're all doing very well indeed. And on the back of like the last 12 videos that I've done with autofocus completely ruining the vibe of everything, I've switched to manual, so I'm hoping that this distance is a-okay because it's quite difficult to tell on the screen. I hope that you're all good. I hope you all had a very good Beldam Incensed day. I hope that you've all managed to grab your shiny Thundurus Incarnate Cloud floaty form because it is gone. Finally. The Charge Up event began this morning at 10 AM your local time, and it's kind of meh. I'm not gonna lie, like, you know, Mega Manectric is now available as a Mega Pokemon, and it's not quite as good as we made out on the podcast, I've got to be honest. The best moveset for DPS with it, you have to use Snarl, I think, which isn't an electric type move. It's still quite cool, it's a new Mega, it's a decent shiny, so I'm gonna at least get it in the decks at some point this week. We all thought that Therian Thundurus, when it came into raids, it was going to be a complete waste of your time. It was a case of grab one to fill in the deck slot and then leave it. However, while I was doing the raid hour live stream, thank you very much everybody by the way who tuned in and joined the raids and stuff. I had a huge number of people. I was super surprised, I guess because so many people didn't have their shiny already, and a lot of people are chasing XP. But thanks so much everybody who stopped by the live stream last night. Pokemon Go and Niantic updated its moves. Originally it was going to be exactly the same as the Incarnate form, and thankfully it's not the case. Therian Thundurus now has a moveset of Volt Switch and Thunderbolt, which actually makes it the highest DPS attacking electric type in the entire game, obviously behind Shadow Pokemon I believe. So it actually now outclasses Zekrom as an electric type DPS attacker, which is nuts. So that's kind of changed tact on my part. I do want to go and grab a couple of them. I will be raiding for it. I would hold your horses though, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody who's thinking, oh my god, it's the new best electric type. It really isn't the best electric type. It's the best DPS attacker. And this is where I need to bring in my inner trainer club vibe here. There's a very big difference between DPS and TDO and the mixture of the two. Therian Thundurus now has a DPS outclassing Zekrom, but Zekrom has such a high TDO that when you combine the two in a mathematical glorious equation that a lot of people do on these battle simulation sites, the DPS times TDO between Zekrom and Therian Thundurus is miles and light years apart from each other. So if you want a super glassy electric type attacker, Therian Thundurus is very much like Gengar versus Origin Giratina. I believe it's sort of that kind of philosophy. The TDO of Origin Giratina outclasses Gengar so severely that it actually makes it better overall to use. But I'm down for a few raids, so I'm definitely going to be doing a couple of those this video. My arm was slightly dying there as well. The other stuff that's new with the Charge Up event is Tynamo is now available in the wild and through the very, very quick special research that goes with this event. Getting in the decks, all very good. The thing that we're out for tonight is obviously Voltorb Spotlight Hour. Two things. Voltorb Shiny is so highly sought after, and it is 2 times catch Stardust, which is a bonus you cannot miss out on, so I'm definitely going to go hardcore for that. Unlike last week with Drowsy, actually, last week I managed to get my first shiny Voltorb while editing the last Spotlight Hour video for Drowsy. I gotcha'd one randomly, so I'm already quids in on that. I would love to get another, but we'll see what we do tonight, shall we? Sorry if that was all very information heavy. Very information heavy opening for the video. I'm out and about now with a coffee because the key thing is that I've noticed that Magnemite is spawning heavily for this event, obviously an electric type Pokemon, and having had a lot spawn on the Incensed day for Beldam, I'm very close to actually being able to get enough XL candy to max one of my hundos, and I would love to do that. Magnezone's one of my favourite Pokemon. So I'm going to grind a little bit of that candy. I legit just burnt my free pass on a Magneton. I know it can't be shiny, whatever, but the evolved forms of Pokemon now drop a guaranteed at least 1 XL candy. And the thing is, this is weather boosted at the moment. It's technically raining in game. XL candy hunt, I'm liking the improvements. The improvements that they've made to the XL candy stuff is brilliant. My only big quibble about the whole thing is the rare XL candy. I'm level 50. I can't get it in the game anymore. I've done it. I've got it all. I don't like it that you can't get a resource in the game once you get to the highest level of the game. That makes no sense to me. Why I've jumped on is because it clicked in my head. I was like, okay, Niantic, literally a couple of hours before they launched THERIAN ThunduruS in the game, they made some adjustments to its moveset because they clearly thought, hang on, this form is really bad as well. No one's going to raid for it if it doesn't have a shiny and isn't any good. So they've changed it. It makes me wonder, when THERIAN Tornadus comes in, right at the very end of the month, will we see a little moveset change again? Because THERIAN Tornadus at the moment, as it is in the game, has exactly the same moves as the Incarnate form, which is useless. They're both useless. Dog is going for the squirrel. Wasn't really a close contest, actually. I'm just thinking, like, if they gave THERIAN Tornadus Gust and something else, I don't know what else charge move they could give it, but they could make it a decent flying type, which would mean it could shake up the flying type meta, which would be quite interesting to see. We'll have to wait 2 weeks to find out. Also, my mask is now becoming like a pair of sunglasses. Cheers everybody for jumping in this lobby. We've got the Dad Trainer 1, Sunflower and Sue. Good to see you all in there. Shout out the Dad Trainer, check out his channel. Why not? Support a fellow content creator. These Pokemon, they are the same philosophy in terms of raiding. Same counters, same typings. All of them are doable as well, so you just need level 40 Rhyperior with this one really, and then you're all good. That said, this one's taking a little bit of time, but I want to check because the hundo for this normal is 2091, and I'll put the weather boosted level 25 hundo on the screen because I can't remember it right now. Well, we're in the red on this, but as you can see, this bloody Thundurus, in fact every single one, I've done 3 or 4 of them thus far today, every single one has had Focus Blast, and I feel that Niantic know that that's the most tricky move to do or to battle because it's super effective and counters both the ice and the rock types that you'll be using to take down Thundurus with. But we're looking at 2091, 2065. That's the highest one I've had, but it's still nowhere near in the realm of what I would presume to be decent. You do really need a 96 and above to make this worth your time, I would say. Obviously it can't be shiny. Oh no, 2058. Okay, just forget about it. The shiny looks really nice, but obviously it's not out yet. We'll probably have to wait another year for that. Good news! Ladies and gentlemen, we've just bagged our very first shiny of the Charge Up event, and it is boosted by rainy weather in the same way the electric type Pokemon are, but it's not electric. It's not an electric type Pokemon. So, Shiny Wurmple. This is a very sought after shiny. I love it. I love the purple Wurmple. I don't know, I need to total up actually. I always lose track of how many shinies of a certain Pokemon I have. Do I have enough to like try and evolve and get the whole family done? But we got a shiny before Spotlight Hour as well. Sweet, and 1 star. I'm never overly fussed by the IVs, particularly if it's a totally useless Pokemon. Later. Spotlight Hour is now about to kick off inside of, what, 30 seconds or so? We'll defo drop an Incensed to get this going, and oh, there we go, it's 6 o'clock. We should have all the spawns ticking over. Let's check. No, they're all going. Come on, right, let's drop the Incensed and not faff around, shall we? Unfortunately, of course, we've still got the Chikorita nest. It's obviously double catch Stardust, so I do need to chuck down 2 star pieces as well. But I want to shiny check the cluster for you guys. Let's see. I've already got one. I've actually got you one, like I said earlier, a week ago. But I'd love to try and get another one to get the family done. That would be beautiful. But not holding out too much hope. Spotlight Hour luck was last week. Nothing from this cluster. Damn, I think that's an old Incense. I'm going to try and work on a few shiny checks. And then I think I'll put the camera down until past. I think that'll have to be how it works, because I can't quick catch while the camera's up and running. That one over there. Right, we're back in 30 minutes unless we drastically get a shiny. We're about halfway through now, ladies and gentlemen, and I am trying to illuminate myself as best as I bloody well can. I'm going to shiny check this little cluster for you, just try and get the Incense spawn before it disappears. So far, no shiny, but we have seen significantly good spawns. I stupidly, again, like I usually do, I think Drowsy Spotlight Hour was like the only one I actually remembered to take the encounter number for. The rest of them I always forget. So we'll do a count of how many we caught at the end. I do have the encounter number for when I got the shiny on Gotcha, so we can kind of minus like 50 or so from the previous event. I think that's the entire cluster checked. It's not the best, maybe it hasn't refreshed quite yet. Shiny Voltorb was caught at 1826. I'm going to add and say what 1880 is when we started. We're going to check the home cluster. We only have about 10 minutes to go, and thus far no shinies for either myself or Tom. No blue ball, which is a shame. It's a right shame. It's a good shiny, it's a desirable shiny. No electric blue. We do obviously have like 10 minutes. We're going to make sure that we hit the clusters that are down the road. So there should be still a good amount of checks to do. I think it might be a case of I'm going to go ham for the next 10 minutes and we'll see what happens at the end of Spotlight Hour. Spotlight Hour has ended, and I'm sure you can tell by the tone of my voice that we got nothing. No shiny. We did catch an awful lot of Voltorb though. We caught 340 Voltorb. I am pretty positive that some would have run away as well. Because Voltorb, I don't know, let me know in the comments if you experienced it as well, but Voltorb was being unbelievably difficult to catch. I think every second one was jumping out and breaking out, and it took like, oh, I've got no Ultra Balls left anymore. The moment of truth. I think we got something like 207 XL candy in total. We're going to delete. Send to the mincer 340 of them. Bye bye. 340, 60 XL. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to round out the video here because it is now a little bit chilly. It's the evening. I need to go and have dinner. I need to edit the video for you. So do let me know, of course, in the comments if you had more success on Voltorb Spotlight Hour than I did, or indeed if you had exactly the same amount of success that I did. Did you get the famous little blue ball? On that note, the blue ball discussion, definitely check out the most recent episode of Incensed, the Pokemon Go podcast, where we kind of tackle some more interesting issues with the game. Definitely worth a listen, I would say. I've got to actually brainstorm for the next episode. Ooh, pressure's on for episode 6. Anyway, yes, I will say thank you very much for watching, everybody. Please do make sure to subscribe if you are new, with the notifications on so you don't miss an upload or a live stream. And of course, smash that like button if you enjoyed the video. Of course, be sure to tune in at 5:30 GMT PM. That is obviously not in the morning, because it's going to be THERIAN Thundurus raid hour here in the UK. I'm going to be dishing out invites much like I did on Monday, so please do stop by. The spare account got very full on Monday, so I'm going to have to clear everybody off and we'll start from fresh again. I'm going to kind of say prioritise the raid hours. The raid hours is going to be the best time to raid because you can hit a lot in a short space of time, get a lot of XP very, very condensed, so that's going to be excellent. Anyway, I'm rabbiting on too much. Anyway, I'll see you all in tomorrow's live stream, everybody. Do take care.